Hey, what's up, everybody? Time for another rambly video. Does Japan prove that the world and everybody is evil? This is going to be my rambly topic for the day. And of course, I love certain aspects of Japan. This actually isn't going to be talking too much shit about Japan, but I guess the title sounds like that. Um, Also, I haven't been doing a lot of live streaming again because the Wi-Fi is not working very well again. I don't know what you buy the most expensive Wi-Fi and it's not working very well. I did get recognized again, actually, from YouTube, which is crazy. So I've actually been recognized like 3 times from YouTube while I'm in Japan. That seems kind of crazy. So anyway, what I'm going to ramble about today is, again, does Japan in a way prove that maybe people are evil, right? And I say that because, in a way, giving a compliment to Japan. Because, again, I don't consider Japanese people to be nice per se. Again, I've talked about examples of you don't really see people, people don't hold open doors for anybody. Certain matter-of-fact things that you would see in America, which I guess not everybody opens doors, but I'm a door opener, right? But you never see it in Japan. People they'll close a door on a grandma. People don't help people across the street. Not that you necessarily do that in America, but if you see someone struggling, you know what I mean? How about this? I saw one person so far, and what has it been? It's 5 or 6 days I've been here. I've seen one person help another person so far. And it didn't even count because it was a young girl helping this 80-year-old man to the Love Hotel so they could have sex because he could barely walk, which props to him. If I even, live to be that age, the fact that if I could still get a boner and still have sex with young high school girls, that would be amazing, right? I mean, so props to him, right? So anyway, but, people don't really help people. I've told that story before of, I asked that grandma, man, she looked like a strong gust of wind would blow her over and nobody would go and help them. And so I was like, okay, well, I got to fucking do it, right? I told the story of the guy collapsed on the train. Boom. And you know what? No one did anything. Or you know how many people did everything? Only 4 people on the train stood up to help him. And one of them was including me. And that's a very interesting thing when you think about, because when you see Japan, maybe from a certain perspective, people are so nice, but it's almost just like people are, again, I don't consider Japanese people to be necessarily nice per se, but they're very, generally speaking, non-malicious, which is a great thing, right? It doesn't feel like they actually care about you, which is kind of sad, right? Because it kind of shows that maybe in general in this world, no one really gives a fuck about anyone, right? Just let me do my thing. I'm not going to hurt you, whatever, right? So very non-malicious, though, which is, nice in a way. I mean, like I said, I've told stories before. It's amazing that, if somebody trusts you here, it's amazing that you could say oh, hey, let's say theoretically that you're in Tokyo, and let's say a young girl picks you up, and theoretically, she's like, I want you to take me home and teach me English for the entire weekend. You know what I mean? And they'll just go with you an hour back to your place and whatever, and you'll teach them English for a weekend because they trust you. It's amazing, right? And that shit's crazy to me. Foreigner, whatever, right? But there's really this vibe of Japan that, I'm not going to hurt you. And if I trust you, I know you're not going to hurt me. We don't really, quotation marks, care about each other, which is sad, I think, in a way, right? But hey, let's do our own thing, right? That's like I said, it depending on your perspective or how be it optimistic or pessimistic you are at the time, it's kind of beautiful and it's kind of sad, right? Because you would like to think that deep down people are generally not malicious, right? That's what you would like. It'd be nice to believe that generally people aren't malicious, right? But it's also sad to think that even in a country like Japan, although this non-maliciousness is very in your face, which some people might misconstrue or whatever you want to call it as being nice, people don't actually care about each other. And it's kind of sad, right? And I was thinking about this for a few reasons because, one, I had to block some more crazy people, just people going crazy, people being weird. And the friend I'm staying with, I know he's been kind of involved in all these kind of like kick streams and everything like that. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know a fuck all about any of these like live streamer things. So I've been getting caught up to date with all the stuff that he's been doing. And he had some video of his, I guess, got shared like 4 million views, he said, or some shit like that, which it wasn't even. The thing is, the thing he even did in the video was not that bad. But I guess it got, whatever. But, and so he was like hanging out with, I guess they're famous people. Like he was with this like Sam Pepper guy and all this. I've never even heard of these guys, but I guess they're like big dudes. You know what I mean? There's guys like Ice Poseidon. Like I don't know who the fuck any of these dudes are, but he's been getting me up to date. But the thing is, some of these dudes, and there's other ones too. Some of these dudes, the stuff that they get hated on, but they still get watched, which is kind of, it's weird to me that people, if you hate somebody, but you're kind of like supporting them, right? And some of these dudes, some of the things that I see people hate on them for, and this isn't necessarily mentioning those two guys, but there's like this Harrison guy and this homeless guy, and there's like some Cash Meow guy, whatever. But so some of these guys, some of the stuff they're doing, to me, it's nothing, and it's like people, just bitching about nothing. But some of the stuff that you see these guys are doing, it is legitimately. Oh, and there's that Johnny Somali guy, right? Yeah. So there's all these I'm like he's getting me caught up to date on all this bullshit, whatever. But the point is, some of the stuff that these guys doing are and is legitimately like malicious, I think, right? And so that's what I was thinking about. Some stuff is nothing to me. Some stuff is like, oh, wow, that's actually legitimately malicious, and that's like not good. And it shows that people will support people even if they do legitimately malicious things sometimes, right? And that kind of makes you like, man, maybe just the world really does suck, right? And you can see that stuff. And this isn't saying that, all these people are Japanese or anything like that, but some of them come to Japan, and, I'm kind of like generalizing just the entire world from things I was thinking, right? And I'm like, man, some of these people are supported and they're making money, even though, again, not everything they're doing I think is bad, that some people say, but some stuff is like legitimately like malicious, and it's like, wow, why are people supporting this? And then of course I think about my own stories, which I said I've actually had to call the police because it looked like I had a stalker like followed me home recently, which was very strange. It wouldn't be the first time someone has found out where I live, though, and of course I've had all this weird stalker stuff through the video game community throughout the years. And you think about people who have look at the stuff that people say about me on the internet. You know what I mean? Just crazy shit. The stuff that people make up. Rabid, insane people, right? But people somehow support that, right? Some people, not everybody, but some people will support that. People that brag about. How do you openly admit that you lied about me and then people still support you, right? So that kind of shit is weird. And, again, I had to block some people recently, and, I had some other like kind of negative vibes thrown at me. And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes you can even see that, even in a place like Japan where you feel that non-maliciousness, and generally speaking, people don't want to hurt other people, or at least you would like to believe that. But I don't know, maybe there is this aspect of just like humans that like people aren't generally nice, though. I don't know. Like sometimes I feel like people are only nice to have something in the bag when they do something bad. Maybe people are like, again, I'm going back and forth with my rambly thoughts now, but maybe a lot of people, humans in general, are kind of bad deep down, and the only reason they do good things is because it's like, oh, hey, well, I did that one good thing. So it's not even like real. They're not actually truly kind. They're just kind of like going back into the bag. Like, I did this one good thing before. And I always think that like true kindness and to show that you're like truly a good person is when you can do something that it does not benefit you. And I've talked about, or if it doesn't benefit you or if it even hurts you. And I've talked about, I've done many things in my life where doing the right thing or being kind, not only did it not help me, it actually hurt me. And I've talked about that Tom Ass story before. I knew that would make me unpopular. And I still did it because I knew it was the right thing to do. I've talked about helping out the homeless people, which, it was the right thing to do, but it was kind of fucking stupid too, to be honest with you, when I think about it. Wasting my life doing stupid shit like that when I was at like the most popular in my life. I was doing that stupid shit. And then some people heard about it and they actually thought I was doing it to like seem cool. So it was like, what? Like, oh boy, it made me seem disingenuous to some people, so whatever. Yeah, that was stupid of me. I still think about that, like that story of me in the bathroom helping that homeless guy. It like creeps me out. Especially the fact because, like I said, doing that stuff, it made me feel worse. It didn't even make me feel good anymore. I just felt like this is just making me feel worse doing this, actually. But I don't know. I'm just rambling, I guess, in general, about life. But, that's not to say that no one in Japan is never actually, or you don't feel like a good, positive vibe. For sure. Hopefully, knock on concrete, whatever this is. Hopefully, I'll have some crazy stories, but most of the stories so far are just like guys coming up to me. Like I had, some guys came up to me last night, and I heard them talking about me in Japanese, and I looked over, and then I started talking to them, and they're like, "Oh, you understand?" Like, I don't know. That was kind of funny. So, like, what are you doing here? Like, oh my God, how many girlfriends do you have? Blah, 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 blah. And I thought the funniest thing was they were giving me all these compliments, which is nice, So that was like a positive vibe, right? And they were like, well, how old are you? And I was like, oh God, how old do you think I am? And they were like, I don't know, 25 or something. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll say how old I am. Since it's a bunch of dudes, who cares? So I'm like, actually, I'm blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what the fuck, you're that old? And they're like, that makes you even cooler. And they're like, why do you look like that? What the fuck? They're like, what the? And like, oh my God, I'm like, why is your hair so good still? Which is okay. Sometimes I think these people are gonna like jinx me or some shit. It's hard enough to keep this shit, but anyway, yeah. For health though, actually, too, this Japan trip has been. Unfortunately, I've basically been able to get out for a couple hours, and then I got to go back home and lay back down, and then I'll try to go out for a couple hours at night. The health stuff has been. I'm just so fucking tired, dude. It makes it really, like, if people think that I'm out when I'm traveling all the time and doing all this crazy shit, like, I'm not at all. I've been getting out for a couple hours, and then I got to go back home and basically lay down for the rest of the day until night. I still don't know what to do. Like I said, staying with my friends shows me in a way just how sick I am, because I don't know how this dude has this much energy, dude. And he doesn't sleep well. And he's always out. He's doing different shit. And it's just like, man, dude. Again, like I said that last time, it really drives home just how bad my health is, dude. That you got people that do shit all the time. And it's like, dude, I go out for a couple hours and I'm like, I got to go back and lay down, dude. I don't know. I still have never done the bone marrow biopsy, because doctors like, well, maybe you got this slow forming leukemia. And they're like, there's no real difference between treating it now, because, there's just not much difference. Usually we wait till it gets worse. So, I keep turning down that bone marrow biopsy for years. I don't even know if maybe it's that, maybe it's just like, dude, Clayton, you got to do the TRT already. It's over 10 years since you could have gotten TRT. You need to do TRT already or something, God, it was actually, no, I think it was first, was it 2010? Was it 2010 or 2012? I first got offered TRT. I forget. So actually over 10 years. And who knows, it might have even been worse before then, I don't know. The problem is too, like I said, if just to talk about fitness for a little bit, people got to realize that, when I work out, I do a lot of like, body weight stuff, and then I'm not like walking around anymore or anything like that. So, trying to walk around and even do the little bit of fitness that I'm doing here on the jungle gym, I just don't have energy for it, dude. Just walking is so, fuck me, dude. I don't know. Anyway, enough rambling for now. Remember, if you like the videos, like, subscribe, comment, share, support channel if you want to appreciate things. Super chat, PayPal, Patreon, super like, whatever, if you want to help me buy a tiramisu while I'm in Japan. Again, I would like to stream more, but it is so fucking, the Wi-Fi is really bad again, even though I bought this fucking expensive portable Wi-Fi, so I don't know what the fuck to do. Anyway, the end.